They said it was just another house, old, worn, and forgotten. But inside those walls, something dark was alive. It started with whispers. It ended with fear. And by the time it was over, even the police, doctors, and priests were too afraid to step inside again. This is the true story of the Demon House of Gary, Indiana. When single mother LaToya Ammons moved into 3860 Carolina Street in 2011, she thought she had finally found a safe home for her 3 children. The house was small, a little dusty, but affordable. A fresh start after a hard few years. Her mother, Rosa Campbell, helped her settle in. They cleaned, unpacked boxes, and began to build a new life. But even on the very first night, something felt wrong. The air felt heavy, thick, as if the house itself was holding its breath. Then came the flies, hundreds of them, covering the kitchen window in the middle of winter. They killed them all. But the next morning, the flies were back. And that was just the beginning. At first, the family heard faint footsteps pacing in the basement. Doors creaked open. Cold spots appeared in rooms where the heater worked fine. One night, Rosa saw a shadowy figure move across the living room. Tall, thin, human-shaped, and disappear into the darkness. No one else saw it. But the next morning, muddy footprints led from the living room to the basement door. LaToya tried to stay calm. She was a mother of faith. She prayed, she lit candles, she ignored it. But soon, her children began waking up at night screaming. They said a dark man stood over their beds. They said he talked to them. And they said he wanted their souls. Weeks later, the family began to notice strange smells. Sulfur, rotting flesh, burning rubber, drifting through the house. They called maintenance, but no one could find a cause. At night, Rosa heard doors slamming and voices whispering her name. Sometimes she woke to find herself frozen in bed, unable to move. Then, one night, everything changed. LaToya's 12-year-old son began to convulse and shout strange words. Words he didn't know. As she and her mother prayed, the boy's body slowly lifted off the bed. He hovered for seconds before crashing down, gasping for air. The entire family screamed. That was when they knew. They weren't alone in that house. The activity became violent. One of the children's eyes rolled back while he growled in a deep, unfamiliar voice. Another laughed for hours without reason, staring into corners. Family friends refused to come over. Even relatives told LaToya to leave, but she had nowhere else to go. They reached out for help. Doctors, psychologists, social workers, but nobody had answers. Then one day, at the hospital with professionals present, one of the boys did something no one could explain. He walked backward up a wall, all the way to the ceiling, and flipped over his grandmother before landing perfectly on his feet. The doctor ran out of the room. The caseworker refused to go back. Every single person who saw it signed official reports confirming what they witnessed. That's when the Catholic Church got involved. Father Michael Maginot, a local priest, visited the house. He expected exaggeration or hysteria, but the moment he stepped inside, he said he felt something pure evil watching him. The air was dense. The lights flickered. A drop of oil fell from the blinds, then another, forming the shape of a cross on the wall. He knew he was facing something demonic. Father Maginot performed blessings throughout the house, but every prayer only seemed to provoke the entity. Objects shook. LaToya screamed. Her voice shifted, deeper, male, animalistic. During the ritual, she spoke words in Latin she could not possibly know. After multiple sessions, the priest requested permission from the diocese for an official exorcism, something rarely granted in modern America. Permission was approved. Over several months, Father Maginot performed 3 exorcisms on Latoya, 2 in private, 1 in church. Each time she convulsed, screamed, and then went eerily calm, like a storm retreating into silence. Finally, after the 3rd ritual, she felt peace. The family packed their belongings and left that house forever. But the story didn't end when they drove away. In 2014, paranormal investigator Zach Bagans, host of Ghost Adventures, purchased the property for just $35,000. He wanted to uncover the truth. He wanted to face what others feared. From the first night, strange things started happening. Cameras stopped recording. Crew members fell ill. One of them even suffered a violent breakdown and quit. Zach himself claimed he saw a black shadow move toward him in the dark and felt something pass through his body. Over the weeks of filming, the crew heard footsteps in empty rooms and voices calling their names. Equipment malfunctioned without explanation. Zach recorded whispers saying, "Come down here," from the basement. At one point, he locked himself inside the house for the night, completely alone. What he experienced, he never fully described. But in his documentary Demon House, 2018, Zach revealed he suffered from recurring visions and unexplained eye problems after filming. He believed something had attached itself to him. Haunted by what happened, he made one final decision. He ordered the house to be demolished, destroyed completely. He said the energy inside was too dangerous, too evil to be allowed to exist. So in 2016, the Demon House was torn down. All that remains is an empty lot, surrounded by silence. Today, that patch of ground still stands vacant. Locals say if you drive past at night, the air feels colder there. Some say they still see flickering lights where no house exists. Others claim to hear children laughing in the distance, followed by a single deep growl. The police avoid patrolling that block after midnight, and people who lived nearby have reported nightmares of the same dark figure standing at their door. Was it real? Was it truly demonic? Or was it mass hysteria? Fear feeding fear until everyone believed it. No one can say for sure. But one thing is certain. Every person who entered that house came out different. Some shaken, some scarred, and some never quite the same again. This is the Demon House of Gary, Indiana. A place so evil, they had to destroy it. And yet, the evil never really left. It just found somewhere else to hide.